Hello everyone. Today I'm back at Monkwearmouth Cemetery. I'm just on the edge, well, in Cutthroat Dean. I learned that apparently it's a derivative of cut through rather than how to do with pirates or out like that. But I think it's a beautiful cemetery, Monkwearmouth. Looks very foreboding. One of the cemetery chapels up there with a bit of a dark clouds over. Hope it doesn't rain. And there's the burn on its journey to the North Sea. Imagine this in 1856 when this cemetery was opened. Open land all the way to the seafront, which is only about 400 or 500 metres away. For this video, we're going to tell a story of a man from Monkwearmouth by the name of James Pyle. And as the title says, he was a cowkeeper. He was also a butcher. So I'm going to have a walk up now. I'd tell you, it does contain some sensitive themes, obviously. We're in a cemetery, so there is a sad story. So we're just going to have a walk up here. Just to put something into context, James was baptised in Monkwearmouth Parish Church in 1816. Where his parents lived. I think it was John or Joseph and Isabella. Now on the way up there, I just wanted to show you a little epitaph of somebody else, nothing to do with this particular story, but we're on the very northern edge of Monkwearmouth Cemetery in the old section. Got Whitburn in the distance, Seaburn where the camera's pointing. And then this is the really old portion of the cemetery, the most atmospheric bit. But I just want to show you this lovely epitaph. And this is an affectionate remembrance of Andrew Davidson, the beloved husband of Isabella Davidson, who died April the 4th, 1875, aged 29 years, so not a great age, was she? Him, I should say. Look at this epitaph. Oh, how sweet it will be in that beautiful land. Lovely lettering. So free from all sorrow and pain, with songs on our lips and harps in our hands, to meet one another again. What a beautiful epitaph. Beloved wife, Isabella. So, Mr. James Pyle was a cowkeeper. He married a lady called Elizabeth, or Eliza, she was known. They got married at Monkwearmouth. And in 1851, they were living in Charles Street. So a lot of these cowkeeper was generally a person who had one or two cows in a town or city, and get up in the morning, go and get the milk, sell it on to shops or just to use for himself. But he was also a butcher, which a lot of cowkeepers were. So they might have had like an outhouse somewhere in Monkwearmouth, or somewhere up on one of the fields just outside the area. Now his wife had been in low mood for a while. She had delusions that they were going to take her away to the asylum. So every time a passing cart or cab went past their home, she thought they were going to take her away. She was literally going insane with stress and everything, like. But in situations like that, there was particularly no medicine at the time, and also it was difficult to look after a family member if you were going to have to go to work, or those children and so on to look after. Got worse, until, I think it was a 6th of June. Have a look. 1880, she drank some hydrochloric acid, also known as spirit of salts. She didn't die straight away. She died a painful death, watched on by a husband. And on that particular morning, on the 6th, the day before she died, she kept repeating that they're coming to take her away. So this headstone, just put in some perspective, we're close to the cemetery chapels, was erected after that by James, who, so in loving memory, in loving remembrance of, there's a little symbol there, Eliza Pyle, wife of James Pyle of Monkwearmouth, who died Monday, June the 7th, 1880, aged 61 years. And the epitaph is simply, "Thy will be done." So James carried on with life, cowkeeper and a butcher. They did have 2 daughters and 1 son. Now in 1890, by this stage, 1889, James and at least one of his children, who was an adult, I think he was 47 at the time, was John Pyle. He was a butcher like his father. Now sadly, on the Sunday, which was the 14th of April 1889, he was discovered dead in an outhouse, I think it might have been a water closet, in the back of their property at 63 Dock Street, Monkwearmouth, which is down towards where St Peter's Church is. Sadly he had taken his own life. So poor James, he'd lost his wife, she'd taken her own life, and now his son had taken his own life. Now if it couldn't get any worse, the day after John had taken his life, his daughter, who was called Eliza Watson, she took her own life over in Rainton Street, which is near St Mark's Road, over sort of the Millfield Chester Road area of Sunderland. Again, she took her own life in, I think it was a water closet outside of their particular house. So poor father had now lost 2 children in the space of 2 days, to go on top of the tragedy of losing his wife. Now, as a sad twist, when his daughter took her life, she wasn't aware that her brother had taken his life the day before. For whatever reason, I'm not too sure if the family had stopped speaking, or she hadn't been told yet. So tragedy, personal tragedy for James. And so also the above name of James Pyle, who died April the 10th, 1892, aged 75 years, at rest. So he had a traumatic, how many years is that? 12-year period, losing his wife and 2 children, and then he passed away himself. So this is his memorial. So it just shows you what personal tragedy, obviously it happens, people go through everything like this today as well, but that's one family in the tragedy. You ever wonder why people were put in asylums back in the 1800s? You couldn't physically keep an eye on somebody 24 hours a day. There was no medication. People generally medicated with things like alcohol, opiates, or helped with religion. So a lot of people did end up in asylums. Obviously some people probably shouldn't have been there, but some, I know in my own family there was 3. My great-great-grandmother, she went to Sedgefield Lunatic, it was called Sedgefield Lunatic Asylum, along with her sister and her husband's sister. So the 3 of them were all there in the early 20th century. So there you go. The sad story of James Pyle, the cowkeeper of Monkwearmouth. So thank you very much for watching this particular video. Did enjoy it, please give it a like, and if you want to, click on the subscribe and it will help grow the channel. So thank you very much for watching.